Hey everybody, this is Gus from Skewed Reviews. And not only is this a new background, but this is a new episode of Creature Madness. So first things first, let me tell you about what Creature Madness is. This is a creation by my friend Matthew over at Horror Madness, where he decided to bring a few of his friends together to make a movie club where we all watch the same creature feature and then each of us does our own review about the film. Now, aside from myself and Matthew, the other members of this club are Jen, Ryan, Bambi, Amariah, and Ashley. And speaking of Ashley, number one, she is the one who brought us this new background, which is really cool. I really like this new one. Secondly, it was Ashley's choice this week as to what movie we went with, and that movie was the 2023 film Abruptio, directed and written by Evan Marlowe. Now, for me personally, I don't know if I specifically consider this a creature feature film, but it does ride that fine line enough to where it probably does fit within that, as there is an alien species behind the whole plot of the film. They're just not the central focal point. Now, putting the specifics aside though, I am very glad that Ashley brought this one up because I'd never even heard of it, and I would have been so sad if I had never seen this movie because it is absolutely wild. So before I go into the actual story, let me tell you about the biggest thing you'll notice immediately with this film. Every character in this movie is not done by an actor per se, but by puppets. That's right. All of the characters in this film are all puppets, but they don't act as if everyone is puppets. They're treated as if they're all human beings. Secondly, I am blown away by the stacked cast of voice acting that is done throughout this film. I mean, look, you have James Marsters, Christopher McDonald, Hannah Mae Lee. You also have Jordan Peele, you have Sid Haig, and Robert England. So now it's time for me to get into the actual story. Whether or not these were puppets, the story itself is also absolutely insane. We have our main character of Les Hackle, who is a very ordinary everyday man who still lives with his parents, and he's probably in his 30s or 40s. So one day, Les and a bunch of other people on Earth wake up and they have explosive devices put into the back of their necks, where if they don't do what they're told, they will blow up. So now all of the people with these devices are getting messages on their phones telling them to commit these horrible, absolutely brutal acts of violence for the amusement of whoever's on the other end. So eventually it is revealed that the ones sending these messages are alien beings. And of course, they're making people do what they tell them because they are puppeteering them. You get the joke there? Although at the same time, it's not really a joke. It's honestly very clever. So I'm not going to reveal much more than that because this is definitely one you should check out for yourself. I won't say that everyone will find this enjoyable, but it's definitely something very different to be able to watch. Now, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5, at least on my scale. And if you want to check it out for yourself, it's currently streaming for free on Tubi, Plex, Pluto, and Roku. So now it comes to the point in Creature Madness where I go more in depth about the creature that appears in the film. And for these aliens, they first start off as these weird pods, which I don't know if they have to be birthed by humans or that's just one of their preferred methods. After that, their next generation or cycle is these creepy brood fetus creatures. And then eventually they all become these tentacle alien monsters. Now, when it comes to these aliens, I don't really know what their purpose was other than just having some sort of, ultimate evil creature at the end of the film. I feel like you could have almost replaced these with just about anything because other than having zero morality and just trying to procreate and create more of themselves, there wasn't much else to their story, at least not from what I could tell. Although I will say this, when it comes to creatures or monsters, the puppets that appear in this film, especially this guy, are probably the most horrifying part of this movie. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Creature Madness. And of course, if you want to check out what everyone else did with their version of this film review, just look up the hashtag Creature Madness.